We hear a lot that Vince brings an exciting new talent into his territory, and he'll sometimes tell them that he can see them as the WWF champion. A lot of wrestlers apparently took this literally and took it as Vince promising them the belt. And then when it wouldn't happen, there'd be some hurt feelings.
Right.
When you first arrived in Connecticut, did Vince make any such statements to you?
I mean, I don't think that I ever heard him say, I can see you being the champion. I mean, I more or less got gathered from him. I see you as being my top heel, and and that everything that happened going forward also demonstrated that he meant it. And it's funny. People ask me. I mean, I get that question all the time. Aren't you? Gosh, you're one of those guys. You're one of the best wrestlers, and you just never became the world champion. And I remind them. I said, even the world champion isn't really the world champion because
Mm-hmm.
it's a show. It's a story. We're telling a story, and for for me, my the way I always looked at it was, if I'm going to be a heel, I'm going to be the top guy. The most important thing is being over and making the crowd hate me as as much as I possibly could. And if that included, and just to be honest, because I saw where Vince was taking wrestling. I mean, in my dad's era, it was kind of like kayfabe, the whole deal. And even though you understood that, there were a lot of people who watched wrestling that figured it out, it was kind of like the golden rules, like you don't break kayfabe. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you don't ever give away the trade secrets. Well, it doesn't take long to watch a wrestling match and realize, if you've ever been in a real fight, it's something just not right. But but it's getting over, and that was the key. So getting over for me was more important than having a
So,
belt. And
were you told, ever told straight up, the intention is for you to win the world title?
you know what, Marcus, it was so long ago. I mean, I don't believe I was. I really don't believe I was. I assumed it.
Mm,
I mean, I assumed that, like, well, okay, when we go, but again, back to Pat Patterson, and that's what he said to me. I mean, I guess roundabout, it's a roundabout way of telling me, but he said, everybody, everybody's assuming that because of what happened, you're the top heel and everything. It's like it's almost like the smart wrestling fans are calling the shot, and you're gonna win this tournament, and have the run with Hogan, and it backfires on you.
and honestly, end of the
And
day, it's kind of a better story. It really
it
is.
is, well, and that's the deal, because guess what? I still worked with Hogan. Not only did I work with Hogan, I worked with Savage, and Andre and I had tag team matches against Hogan and Savage, and it
Right.
was it was it was it was all about making the money. So yeah, I mean, I guess there's a part of me that says, okay, uh, you're a guy who could have been a world champion. Well, a world champion in a make believe story. You know, now back into the NWA type deal, the NWA world champion. Now he had to be the caliber of a wrestler who could work with anybody,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody he's like, as that champion, you're going to go to the territories and you're going to wrestle with the top baby face in that territory, and you got to make him shine. You got to make him look really good, and you got to be able to do that. Well, I get that, but this is a different beast. This is like, wrestling has become family entertainment, almost half-heartedly cartoon. I mean, I'm walking out there, in a suit with with a valet, but when the suit comes off, we have the match, and
You're all business.
again, it's all business.
Yep.
That's it. It's, at the end of the day, it's not about whether I would rather not have the belt and have more money.